Let's get into it. Coach Colin here. We got Trump displaying some masterful comedian skills. I've talked about this on the main channel. I've talked about it at length. This guy, when it comes to being funny, actually doing stand-up comedy, because that's what's going on. He's in front of thousands of people in this clip. And the fact that he's able to do this only shows the amazing mental faculties that he has right now. He touches on a bunch of different things. He touches on debating Biden. He's touching on how the podium is set up. He's touching on a whole bunch of things. And it's just amazing to see. And you can tell this stuff is off the cuff. You can really tell because he's not touching on policy or anything like this. This is just Trump being his hilarious self. I love to see it. Check this out.
But Americans are not struggling. You know, this is the worst platform. Who put this stage up here? This is the worst. The frickin' place is falling down. It keeps tilting further left. Like too many other things. What a crappy contractor this was. He's all about disinformation. Pilots come in, he said, I used to fly a plane. Truckers come in, I used to drive a truck. People come in from Minnesota, I used to live in Minnesota. Right? He is so full of shit, this guy. Terrible. No, I have fake Tapper as they said, I just want to debate this guy, but and I'm going to demand a drug test too, by the way. I am. No, I really am. I don't want him coming in like the State of the Union. He was high as a kite. Is that Joe up there? A beautiful robe? And by the end of the evening, he's like, well, it was exhausted, right? It's a funny thing. I don't know if you can see it out there. Does anybody have good eyes out there? Because this is... Okay, so I just got this today. Somebody handed it to me. It's weird, and not as a joke. I said, anybody have any Tic Tacs? And the guy said, yeah, I have one. Look at the size of that sucker. Can you see that, Pete? This is called Biden Tic Tacs. Can you see it, Tom? This costs more money than the one that was like 10 times bigger. This is inflation. That's a perfect... The guy actually handed me... Do you have any Tic Tacs? Yeah, here, take mine, sir. I said, what the hell is that? Thank you very much.
If you don't know, that was in Minnesota, St. Paul. It's just amazing. Again, I've said it before. This guy can 100%. He could stop what he's doing right now, go do stand-up comedy. He'd sell out every single night. It would be wild. It would be wild. It would be the highest grossing comedy tour ever. Comedy specials would be out of the park. It would be incredible to see. And guess what? After he did that, Hollywood all of a sudden love him again. Democrats would love him again. Oh yeah, if he was just doing that. Oh yeah. Oh, they'd love him all over again, even if he was talking about them. Man, so good. Listen, I don't think that's a joke though. The Biden drug test, I don't think he's kidding around. He might just request that. And honestly, he should. It's funny that he's saying that because Joe Rogan was saying the exact same thing about the State of the Union address. He was saying the exact same thing. He was like, there's some kind of cocktail that they got him on. He's like, whatever that was. It's interesting. I've talked about it too before. You can only, whatever it is, you could only do that so many times with somebody. You know what I mean? You can only redline, an engine has, 300,000-400,000. You can only redline that so much. You want to be careful. You got to be careful with that kind of thing. I do wonder though, what's going on with that. And then when he got to the inflation, again, all masterful. As somebody who does stand up, this is masterful stuff. This guy's crowd work is impeccable. And then talking about the Biden lies, man, I've seen so many of these compilations where and I've made jokes about it. I think I might even have shown it in a video or two, But this guy, literally, he'll be like, I grew up in the black church. I'm serious, man. And then he'll be like, I lived in a nice Polish town, and I was the only one who didn't have an SKI at the end of my name. And then he'll be like, I grew up in an Irish town, and I was self-conscious because I didn't have an O at the beginning of my name. Hey, if you guys don't know, I grew up in China, and I was always speaking Mandarin. Hey, I was also in Poland for a little while, and we used to do this type of dance. I was in Russia for a little bit. It's endless. It's endless. It's so wild. There's even one. Let me see this. Here, I don't even know if I can play this one. But basically, recently, he just said he was a part of the civil rights movement, like when he was 15 years old. And he's saying how he was an activist. And then there's a clip of him in the 80s. And he's like, I was never an activist. It's like, hey, man. Hey. Hey, you can't do that. Here it is. Let's play a little bit of this.
For real, I got involved in the civil rights movement. I'd go to 8 o'clock Mass, then I'd go to Reverend Herring's church where we'd meet in order to organize and figure where we were going to go, whether we were going to desegregate the Rialto movie theater or what we were going to do. I got my education for real in the black church. And that's not hyperbole, it's a fact.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
For real, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
For real, I got involved in the civil rights movement. Listen to me right now, okay? They used to call me Martin Luther King Jr., and I would march up and down, and for a little bit, they would call me Rosa Parks, and that was because one time I was in a bus. You gotta understand, I was doing all sorts of things. They sprayed me with hoses and watts, and I was like, come on, man! And then another time, my name used to be Rodney King, and the police did a number on me. Oh, Lord, I just wanted us all to get along. I am a black man. You understand? They used to call me Light-Skinned Joey. Don't let this light skin fool you. That's why Corn Pop was so mad, because they would always call me Light-Skinned Joey, and they'd all give me props. I was the head of the Black Panther. I used to run the Black Panthers. I was best friends with Malcolm X. I know Louis Farrakhan. We talk all the time, he and I. I taught Al Sharpton everything he knows. It's like, hey, man, what are you talking about? I got my education in the black church. There was a little room. You go into the pews. There was a little room in the back, and there was an old black man. He would teach me all sorts of things. It was amazing. He was an old African chief, and he inducted me into his tribe, and we went over to Africa in a plane. Mike Tyson was flying the plane. It was magnificent. And then I went through a whole ceremony. Hey, man. Hey, you're not telling the truth. And then when the press secretaries asked about it, listen, everything that President Biden is saying is true. He did do those things. If you really want to look into it, he is Martin Luther King, and he was friends with Malcolm X. And Mike Tyson did fly a plane. All these things are true. Look, the president doesn't lie. And all I have to say right now in regards to this question is Donald Trump is the one who lies, okay? All right? I just want to be clear that we're all getting the point of this right now. No, I won't be answering any more questions. Then she just runs off. You remember that old Dave Chappelle skit where he knocks over the water? He's like, run! That's her every single press conference. I'm leaving. You guys are, no, not answering any more questions. No one said anything. I'm not answering any more questions, okay? You're not letting me answer, so I'm leaving. No one said anything. That's how it happens every single time. The worst. You know what's wild about her, too? She's gonna get probably what's her name? Jen Psaki? Is that how you say that? She's probably gonna get a show like her. She's probably gonna get a show on MSNBC or ABC or something like that. She'll probably get something afterwards, right? That's the best case scenario, guys. Because if she moves on to I don't know, start working with AOC or if she moves into anything else, oh gosh, terrible. Absolutely terrible. A show at MSNBC would be the best thing. Say things that aren't true. Fine. We'll hear it or not because we won't watch, and that'll be fine. Like Jen Psaki, she has a show. It's very very not good, and we just don't watch it. So, it's a win-win. She gets the show, she gets paid, she gets to live, everybody, that's fine. And then we don't get to see it. Perfect exchange. That's a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's probably going to happen with her as well. But Trump killing it with the podium. The podium thing was where this is a really bad podium, guys. He goes on to say all sorts of things throughout this speech. It's one of the funniest that he does so far, because it really was off the cuff. These jokes were not planned. When it comes to the Biden going off the stage one, he did that one a few times. He got some practice on that joke. You know what I mean? These ones, this is just straight off the cuff, because it's not every day that a podium almost falls while he's talking, right? So it's just masterful, man. I love to see it. And honestly, this is why he's leading in the polls. And listen, it may not speak to policy, and it may not speak to temperament and all these things that people have brought up. It may not, but it's relatable. It's relatable. And right now, Biden doesn't have any of that relatability, especially when you can pull up these compilations of him just saying random things constantly. I was an activist. I wasn't an activist. I was in the black church. I was in a Polish community. I grew up here. I grew up there. It's a real thing. There's so many compilations. It's wild. And I think that's the big reason why Trump's leading in the polls. That, and also, people can't buy eggs. You know what I mean? People are actually grouping together, like 6 people all together, and they're like, okay, let's put in our money and let's all buy some eggs. Let's do it. It's true. They're getting together and buying eggs. It's terrible. The economy. 6 people are getting together. Each person gets 2 pieces of bread. It's wild. That's a real thing that's happening right now. Let me know if you want to buy eggs. That's what I'm really getting at. If you want to buy eggs, I can't afford them. You can't afford them. But together, we get some eggs. You know what I mean? Don't you miss egg sandwiches? Okay? But you have to pay for gas. Gas is too high. You're paying. You're paying. I won't pay for gas. Those are the real conversations that are going to be popping up. Man, there's so much happening with the election right now. I can't wait to see the debates. I saw something saying that Biden pulled out of the debates, but that's not exactly true. Trump wanted a 3rd debate. I think he even wanted a 4th debate, honestly. And the Biden campaign is like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing anything else. We're doing the 2 that we said. Show up or don't show up. So if you see any reports of Biden pulling out of the debates, it's not exactly true. He pulled out of the 3rd debate, but they never agreed to 3 debates. And you know what it is? Trump just wants those debates. Trump's like, I'm going to win. One of these days, they're going to miss that cocktail. One of these debate days, and I'm going to dominate. He knows. He's like, as many as you can bring. He's like, let's debate now, and we can do it tomorrow and the next day. That's why he really wants these debates. I can't wait for that, and that hasn't happened in a long time. Where I'm saying I can't wait for a presidential debate. Like when it came to Vivek and the GOP, I didn't watch that so much. Watched it here and there because there's nothing really going on. The last time anybody was as pumped for these type of debates, not even 2020, because people weren't really. It's 2016 when Trump and Hillary were going at it. Oh, it's going to be like that. That's what I think. I think it's going to be like that because Trump is in a position where he can do that with Biden, and Biden has let the economy go and the border go and so many things go that Trump just has all this ammo. But the thing about it is they're not allowing an audience. I think there's going to be some real. Hopefully it's live, because if it's edited, it's going to be in shambles. If there's editing, if it's not live, there's going to be no audience, so you won't be able to see whether or not the people are upset with the way it's being, with the way the moderators are handling things, with the way the questions are being asked, whether people are supporting Trump more in the crowd or Biden more. These are all elements that are actually very important to debates. It's not just about 2 people sitting down. It's also how the people feel and hearing that. It's the fact that they're taking it away kind of shows a little something. So I hope they are honest, but you know, crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened than a debate not being honest between Trump and somebody. I think they're just going to mute his mic altogether. They're probably just going to have like technical difficulties. Sorry, President Trump, going to ask you this question. Your microphone's not working. You can just answer the question. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Okay, I took up 4 of those seconds. Okay, we're going to move on to Biden. The moderators are going to stand up, start clapping for Biden. It's going to be ridiculous. Hopefully, CNN supposedly is going to have no audience. Hopefully, ABC does, because you need that type of thing. Like, how are you not going to have an audience? I don't know. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you what I showed you. Other than that, you know, like, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff helps the channel tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.